All right, welcome back, baseball fans. It's Game 2 of the World Series. Orioles are up 1-0. We're still in Baltimore. Lovely day for baseball. The Reds will have Mario Soto pitching today for them. And Jim Palmer, the Orioles take the field. Palmer gets done his tosses. And we are ready to go in Game 2. And it'll be Bobby Tolan leading off. 2-9, Bobby Tolan, base hit to center field. Today's catcher for the Orioles is Winnegar. Both Winnegar and Dempsey have 0 arms. Tolan's going to try and steal, and he does. Let's try and set the yeah, you know what they're going to set. Something good. Second C, ground ball, Rose. Moves runner to the third. Perez will play back, and he walks. Runners on the corner for Johnny Bench. And with the runners on the corners, Bench rolls 2-5. That's 5-4-3 double play for the MVP. So the Reds did not come out on top in the first inning of Game 2. Buford, 43. Bounces to second. This is the sure-handed Tommy Helms. 1 out. Frank Robinson. This guy's in right field. Right fielder is Pete Rose, a 184. Hit it to their best defensive players. Eddie Murray, base hit. And with 2 outs, it's Cal Ripken. 39's a walk. 2 on for Boog Powell with 2 outs in the first inning, and he strikes out off of Soto. Bernie Carbo. 2-8, double 1-2, base hit for Carbo in the second. Lee May, 57's a K. Foley, 2-7, pops the first, and with 2 outs, it's Eric Davis. 3-10 is double 1-2, fly ball to the left on a 3. A little disappointing because Eric Davis only hit 224 that year. That is most likely a hit with that card most of the time. So the Reds a little snake bit early. Bottom of 2. Bob Horner. 47's a strikeout. Paul Blair, 69, single 1-11. It's a base hit. And the Orioles are going to do a hit and run with Bill Duran. Don't roll 7. Uh-oh, you rolled a 7. You know what that means. You have to challenge Bench's arm. See? 7. And then you don't want to challenge Bench's arm. It's 15. And what does that mean? It means that Paul Blair dusts off his pants and returns to the dugout. So Bench gets his first base stealer of the World Series on a failed hit and run attempt by Bill Duran. So with 2 outs and no one on, Duran swings away and he walks. So he gets on base, replaces Blair. 1 out later, and it's Butch Winnegar. 5-10, bounces to third. This is Perez. He struggles in the field, and it's a double off Perez. So suddenly, when all seemed lost for the Orioles, we have second and third, 2 outs. And it'll be Buford against Soto. 67 is ball 4. Bases loaded. 2 outs. Frank Robinson, former Cincinnati Red, by the way. Frank Robinson. 46. He strikes out. All right. Third inning, both teams had their chances and came up with goose eggs. Tommy Helms, 67, base hit. Even a scoreless inning for this team is fun. They bring up a lot of drama when they don't even score. That's how good these teams are. Okay. Tolan, after the lead hitter gets on base, 45, center. Pete Rose, 211. That's a 3-6-3 double play. Palmer gets out of another inning. Eddie Murray, 67, ball 4. Neither pitcher has been sharp. Murray is on at first with a walk, and it's Cal Ripken. 1-9. 1-9 is ground ball short A+, but in a rare era where Eddie Murray has to be held on base, it's a base hit. Wow. I hold all A, AA, A's, and B Steelers on base. So that is a base hit. Runners on the corners for Boog Powell. 57 is a K. They're going to play back for Horner. 56 is a sac fly to left. 1-0. 2 outs, Paul Blair. 1-2. Ground ball to short plus, but that's not Ripken. I mean, that's Ripken. That's not Murray. 1-0 Orioles in the 4th. Tony Perez, 37, another walk. Johnny Bench, 1-7. This time he walks. 2 on, nobody out for Bernie Carbo, 38, base hit to center field. Perez will not challenge the Blair arm. And now Palmer has a kerfuffle in the 4th inning. Bases loaded, nobody out. Lee May's the batter. Future teammate of Jim Palmer. Bases loaded. Playing back. Here's a pitch. Lee May, 6'10", catcher's card. If this was Dempsey, he would have been a 1. Winiger, though, is a 2E5. It's a 2. And he gets a foul out. That's big. Meaning no runners score and a D play is still in order. Tom Foley playing back. 35, right B question mark. Okay. Now, Tony Perez may not be the greatest base runner, but Frank Robinson does not have a great arm for a right fielder. Something to watch. He's a +1 armed right fielder. So Tony Perez looks like he's going to tag up here. 11, 12. No, he doesn't. Well, actually, hold on one second. Yes, he's an 11, 12, 13, but your +1 for Frank Robinson makes it 14. And if you saw the previous series, you realize that 14 all road teams have to run. So he's going to try and tag up on a 14, and the advance is 11. So it was the weak arm of Frank Robinson in right field that invited the sacrifice fly here in the 4th, and we're tied at 1. Eric Davis, 2-5, short. And the inning's over. 1-1. Boy, these two teams, what a heavyweight matchup this is. Jabs, knockout punches. You know, they can do it all sorts of ways. Ground ball to second for Duran. Winiger, 5-12 left. And Buford, 36. Don Buford on his card. Automatic. It is gone. Buford, 3-6. Don Buford had 19 home runs that year in 1971. So that's solo shot. And just like in game 1, the lead is changed hands again. Now the Orioles have a 2-1 lead. Frank Robinson strikes out. We're in the 5th. Tommy Helms, 69 off Palmer's a walk. Time for the Reds to take the lead, I guess. Bobby Tolan, 1-9. No, Tolan with a 4-6-3 double play. And with 2 outs, Pete Rose. This guy's all right. Bottom of 5th. Eddie Murray, 55. Bounces to short. Tom Foley at short's a 3E26. Makes the play. Cal Ripken, 2-11. Hey, you missed the column for the first time. The 2 column. 2 outs for Boog Powell. Any Ks. Both pitchers really kind of dodging minefields and hanging in there. We got a nice ball game. Less runs than in game 1. Interesting. Tony Perez, 2-1 game. 37. And for the 3rd consecutive at-bat, he rolls a 3-7, which you all know now means it's a walk. So, here is Johnny Bench. 1-3. Flies all right. Bench is a little off his game so far in the World Series. Bernie Carbo, 110 is a K. And with 2 outs, Lee May. And Lee May, 1-9 is a double to right field. Here we go again. It's Tony Perez, the runner, and Frank Robinson, the thrower. So it's 1-11, 12-30. Instead of a sac fly, this is going to try and score from first on a double. We'll look at this advance column here. And it's a 20. This time Frank got him. So, Perez and Robinson. The unusual duel rivalry here. Tony Perez running and Frank Robinson throwing. They've split thus far. We put an R there for getting thrown out running the bases. And the inning's over as the Reds' tie run attempt gets thwarted. Bottom of the 6th. Still 2-1 Orioles. Bob Horner, 48. Double 1-2 base hit. Paul Blair, 59, center B. Duran, 55, short X. He's at 326, it's a ground ball B. And with 2 outs, Duran has some speed, but he won't steal here. Winiger, 210, center. Now, the Orioles are thinking, you know what? Brooks Robinson was the most valuable player of the World Series, and it was with his glove, so would you please get Bob Horner out of the game here? We don't need to see Bob Horner field any ground balls in the last 3 frames. So Brooks Robinson is going to make an early defensive appearance for Bob Horner once Horner got his 3 at-bats, and Horner actually got a sac fly and a single, so give him some credit. Contributing to the Oriole lead. 7th inning, top of Tom Foley for the Reds. 1-2. Skies to right hurts himself. No big loss, as Concepcion will replace him at short. However, that means that Perez has no defensive replacement should that be an issue. Eric Davis with 1 out. 66 off the Palmer card. Double 1 to 10 single is a double for Eric Davis. The tie run is at second for Tommy Helms. 47K, and with 2 outs, it's Bobby Tolan. And Bobby Tolan, 45, skies to center field. Palmer gets through 7, one of his better starts, even with the men he put on base. We are listening again in Game 2. The Maryland band Crack the Sky live at the Warner Theater. I don't know what year that was, but you guys can look that up if you want. 2-1, bottom 7. It's going to be Buford in the bottom of the 7th inning, leading off against Soto. 1-6, Buford skies the center. It was his homer that gave the Orioles the lead. Frank Robinson, 66, bounces to second. You're not going to get one past Tommy Helms, I don't think, and you don't. And with 2 outs, Eddie Drinkaby Murray, 48, is double 1 to 3. Fly ball off of the Soto card, and that's a fly ball. Nice pitch in Mario Soto. Palmer, Soto in the 8th of a 2-1 game. They're letting it ride here. Pete Rose, 67. That's going to be single 1 to 9 off Palmer, and it's a single on a 7. Charlie Hustle's on. Not a good base stealer, but we know he's a great base runner. And here's Tony Perez. Will this be his 4th consecutive walk? The pitch. 1-8, it's not, and maybe it should have been for Jim Palmer. Let's look at Perez's card. I think the Orioles would have preferred a 4th 3-7 instead of a 2-run blast for Tony Perez, and the Reds take a 3-2 lead. Now, breaking is going to be an issue for the Orioles when that occurs, and Palmer is a batter away from letting that happen here in the 8th inning. Johnny Bench, 110 for Bench, fly ball left. Bernie Carbo, 2-8, double 1 to 2. That is a base hit that breaks Palmer for May, Concepcion, and Davis. So, in a 3-2 game, they don't bring in Dick Hall, of course. Palmer will come out after 7 1/3 as he's broken. I mean, I generally like to take broken pitchers out when I can anyway. Just the idea that he's probably broken. And we'll bring in Jay Hal, who's actually better, of course. Fewer on bases in Palmer. So Hal will come on in the 8th with a man on and a man out, and it'll be Lee May. 3-2 Reds. 69K off the Hal card and Concepcion. 43 bounces to first. This is Eddie Murray. A 1-8-15, and he makes the play. So Concepcion. All right. Again, no defense to bring in because one of their infielders got hurt. So Mario Soto takes a 3-2 lead in the 8th. You got Franco Schmidt. You have Agosto available for Boog Powell. So if Ripken gets on, we'll most likely see Agosto here. So Ripken against Mario Soto. The pitch, 1-7 is a K. Now, Mario Soto, do you want to face Boog Powell? Yeah. Screw that lefty specialist. We got a 3-2 lead here, and it's Mario Soto. Don't take him out. So, just like Cuellar battled the Reds in the 8th in Game 1, Soto is going to battle his way through this 8th inning. Boog Powell, 4-11. Pitcher X, he's an E18. Pitcher is a 2, E18, and he makes the play. And with 2 outs, it's not Bob Horner, remember, it's Brooks Robinson. And Brooksy, 5-11, first C. Mario Soto. Okay, we go to the 9th inning. Eric Davis, Tommy Helms, Bobby Tolan, Jay Hal. Yeah, he'll face 4 batters. Eric Davis, 2-6, grounds are short. Tommy Helms, 37 is a single. Bobby Tolan, 57 is a K. And with 2 outs, it's Pete Rose, who started the 8th inning with that single. And Rose flies to right. So Jay Hal does what he's asked after Palmer breaks. And this is actually 7 1/3, not 7 2/3. Okay, bottom of the 9th, 3-2 game. John Franco is available. It's Blair, and then 2 of the 3 Stooges, Duran and Winnegar. seems to be, and if I'm looking at power, Duran doesn't have it, Winiger does. I'm thinking this is Soto's game. As good as Franco has been, we're at the bottom of this Oriole lineup, and they trust Mario Soto in the 9th inning, just like the Orioles trusted Cuellar in Game 1. Mario Soto against Paul Blair in the bottom of the 9th. 38, Blair with a clean single to left field. The Orioles have something going. They have Duran and Winiger. Soto has homers and homers against lefties. Duran does not have power. You could do the hit and run again. The hit and run failed miserably first time. But they're going to do it. Duran, the Three Stooges, they're going to live and by the Three Stooges motto is that they're going to hit and run. They're not going to be thwarted by Johnny Bench. Don't roll a 7 on the hit and run. So here is the roll. They're going to hit and run, and this is what we're going to get here. Don't roll 7. He rolls a 2, and any Strat-O-Matic player knows what happens on a 2 on a hit and run when you got a guy with speed and a B hit and runner. It's trouble for the Reds is what that is. And Duran comes through with a hit and run right down the line, and he slides into second, and the Orioles have second and third with nobody out in a 3-2 game in the bottom of the 9th. Winiger. It seems like we're going to need... Sparky Anderson is like thinking, how am I going to do this? I got 2 switch hitters. How are they going to do this one? And the wheels are spinning in Sparky Anderson's head and Earl Weaver's head. The infield is up in a 3-2 game with 2 men on. You almost have to concede the tie and hope for extras if you're the Reds. Let's look real quickly again at Schmidt against lefties versus Soto. You know what? I have to do the same thing I did with Palmer. You got to break him to get him out of there. So Soto is going to have to become a hero. He's going to bring his cape in there and try and be the hero here, at least the Winiger, because he's such a mediocre player. So they're going to bring the infield up for Butch Winiger with second and third and nobody out in the bottom of the 9th inning. Here's the pitch. 54 off Soto, short X. Who's playing short with the infield up? Ground ball beak would be killer in this situation. The shortstop, because of the injury, it's still Concepcion. Foley started the game at short. Concepcion's a 3E16, so a slight improvement. He's a 3E16 with the infield up, and look what happens there. He gets him out at the plate on the B. Oh my! Paul Blair tried it with the infield up and got caught in it. The good news is Duran goes to third on the play, so now you got first and third, and you got Buford. And Buford has a ton of ground ball Bs on his card. So same scenario, switch hitter against Soto. Infield is up. Still, you have Duran at third, Winiger at first. Blair got thrown out the plate in a 3-2 game. The good news for the Reds is that the winning run is not on second base anymore. The potential winning run is now at first base, and it's slow-footed Butch Winiger. Speaking of slow-footed Butch Winiger, I don't think they can get any speed. Oh, he is 1-8 runner. I should pinch run Dempsey. Yeah, Dempsey is... Well, actually, they're going to pinch run Dave Johnson for Winiger at first base. And at the end of the inning, they'll put Dempsey in for Bill Duran at second base. And the catchers and second baseman will swap spots in the lineup. Earl Weaver and Sparky Anderson have the wheels spinning here in the 9th inning. Runners are on the corners. The infield is up for Don Buford. The Orioles have a 1-13 runner at first base, and they want to go coast to coast. Buford, 67 off Soto, is a walk. He gets that pass to second base. Breakins, that will break Soto, and that's just too much. Too much. And now you got a righty and a lefty, and in this situation, Soto will leave after 8 1/3. Bases loaded, 1 out. Frank Robinson, the American League's leading hitter, is at the plate, and you simply have to go with, you are determined that it is Wayne Granger, your top pitcher, against right-handed hitters in your bullpen. Even though he didn't do well in Game 1, you have to come back to him in Game 2. There's no fear here for either of these teams. After failing in the first, if first you don't succeed, try again. So Wayne Granger will face Frank Robinson with the bases loaded and 1 out. They are going to bring the infield up. They want to preserve. They don't want this to go to extra innings, so they're going to bring the infield up for Frank Robinson, and the pitch to Frank. 34, the infield up is a ground ball short B. Look at Robinson's card. It works again. 2 guys out at the plate. We still have a 3-2 game, but the bases are still loaded. And it's Eddie. Eat, drink, and be Murray, and hold on. Hold your horses here. Now it's Sparky Anderson's time to make the final move of the inning. And it's not Granger, and they even have 2 guys to decide on. Do they go with Schmidt, or do they go with Franco? And the answer is going to be Schmidt. Because Franco, if he walks Murray... Oh, wait a minute, though. I forgot to look at Murray's card, too. Nope, you're going with Franco. John Franco's going to come in. A couple reasons. One reason is that Murray is worse against lefties than righties. And the worst thing that could possibly happen most of the time here, we're thinking, is a John Franco walk, which would only tie the game and send us into extras. And Franco is the closer and the MVP of the All-Star game and all that wonderful stuff. So it is John Franco, the guy they've counted on all year, against Eddie Murray. The Reds are trying to steal a game in Game 2. The bases are loaded. They can play it back. There's no plus on anything. Eddie Murray, John Franco here in the 9th inning, and here is the pitch. 1-6, Eddie, eat, drink, and be Murray. It didn't matter who was pitching, lefty, righty, underhand, 3-quarter. Eddie Murray hits one into the gap. It's pandemonium in Baltimore. That is triple 1-2 single against lefties, homer 1-15 double against righties. That'll be a 2-run single to walk this off. Scoring, oddly enough, it will score Dave Johnson, the pinch runner, who was in Winnegar's spot, and it will score Buford, who was on second base, and Frank Robinson, after the fielder's choice, was the other runner at first base. So there it is. It's a 4-3 walk-off for the Orioles. Wow. This World Series is not disappointing. It's 2-0 Baltimore, but we're going to go to Cincinnati, and the Cincinnati home field advantage is going to have to be put into play, and I kind of expect it to be used. 8 2/3. The Reds could not get the split they wanted. Heck of a baseball game. Jay Howe gets the win. We talked about him in the pregame that he was in Earl Weaver's doghouse in the regular season, but he has had another good appearance. Palmer gets a no decision, gives up 9 hits and 3 runs, 5 walks and 3 strikeouts. Franco gives up the hit. The loss is, unfortunately, the loss is charged to Soto. Granger was called on to face Frank Robinson and got him out on a fielder's choice. So everything else is charged to Soto. 8 hits, 4 runs. They were earned. Walked 5, struck out 7. Tough loss for the Reds. Real tough one there. 2 fielders' choices in the 9th were not enough, as Eddie Murray gets a clean single through the hole, scores 2 runners. Wow. So that's it from Game 2. Let me see, 109. Let's do the box real quick. Game 2 of the World Series. It's in the books here. And let's see the... my goodness. The Orioles are an incredible... this run they're on, but really both teams are having absolutely ridiculous years. The Orioles are 34-12. Just incredible. They haven't had to use Dick Hall in 2 games where he could have been brought in, as it was pivotal 8th and 9th innings for both teams. Palmer improves to 5-3. but it's really been a struggle this year for Jim. His ERA is around 4.40. But that has a lot to do with the Orioles are facing these playoff teams who normally score a lot of runs, even though the Reds didn't that particular time. Cincinnati bullpen here. Let's see now. Soto takes losses 9-4. And looking at the number of innings pitched for each pitcher here, look at Wayne Granger, a relief pitcher, has pitched 37 innings already. And all the other Red pitchers, Agosto, 23 2/3, Schmidt, 22 2/3, and Franco, 24 2/3. John Franco, it must be noted here, has 17 saves. That's an all-time Strat-O-Matic record in my carryover league. But he has given up 16 earned runs in 24 2/3 innings. You want to know what that ERA is, folks? It's 5.76. Because when you get into that, he has 2 losses. And he also, if you recall in that Giant series, he came in. All these ERAs are not accurate because all these pitchers, Franco had to come in that San Francisco 26-8 game and pitch an inning, and he got shelled for 5 earned runs in an inning, just in that inning alone. And I think he lost one other game where he got knocked around. But otherwise, he's had a great year. But you can see that if you get knocked around just for one game, it's almost impossible to bring your ERA back down in this small sample size. So that's it from Game 2 in Baltimore. Both teams will jet out to Riverfront Stadium in Cincinnati for Games 3, 4, and 5 if necessary. And I'm going to assume it'll be necessary. I seriously doubt the Orioles will sweep them, though stranger and crazier things have happened. Thank you for checking out Game 2. We'll see you for Game 3.